Hi, I'm Cathy. I'm one of the gardeners here at the Beth Chateau Gardens. I'm going to explain to you today about an area that we are rejuvenating just below Beth's house. So this area hasn't been replanted or touched really for more than 10 years. So every so often it's great to just kind of redo an area and get some new plants in. So what we did was in autumn we've dug the whole of this area out. Taken all the plants out except for a few shrubs that we've left for a bit of structure. There were some plants that were harder to get out than others, so we've got arums in here which are tricky, and also the Prunus tenella, which is beautiful in spring but it was really hard to dig out, but that has gone back in. We'll see how much fun that is to look after it going forwards. So yeah, we dug it all out, we left it to settle, left the soil to settle. Then we got what we use for a mulch in the garden, which is the council compost, which is local to here. So we covered all the bed in the council compost, we dug it in, we left it to settle again to see if anything else would come up, which we then removed. And then it's just been left while we were thinking about what plants we were going to put in. Now is a really good time for planting in spring. The soil's warming up, you've got lots of like rain, moisture. So it's really good to get your plants in and then they'll just grow away. So we've done it as a team in the garden, so we all put some plant ideas together and then we laid it out yesterday. We put things where they were going to go roughly. We've got a mixture of pots from the nursery, pots that we've got from a few different places, and then we've dug off the stock beds as well, some bare roots plants as well. So we've got a mixture of different things, and yeah, so now today we're planting, which is really exciting, and we'll see how it all develops over the coming months.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm one of the gardeners here at Beth Chateaus, and today we're planting up the border below Beth's house. And I'm going to be starting with this Beginia, sneakone again, Snow Queen, and I've got them laid out here, ready to go. One of the first things to note is just where we've put them. We've just stepped them back from the edge of the border a touch, because once this grows up, it's going to fill a nice area. So we don't want to put them right on the edge because they'll be growing out here. We want to just have them back so that they've got space to grow into each other. I'm going to start by just digging a hole, ready for them to go into. Now these are a bare root, so they're planted fairly shallow. They don't need to be really deep, but we want to put them in to about this kind of depth, just so that they don't rock about in the ground. So the aim is to put them in to about a depth, just about there. So we've got a hole, we can put them in, just check that level, and I'm happy with that. So it's a little bit deeper, and that will help stop it rocking in the ground. And just move the soil back in around it, just like that. With a little press, and that's it, it's ready to go. Something else we can do here is we can just take some of these bigger leaves off, just like that, as low down as we can go, and that will just help stop the stress on the plant as it's newly planted. So we'll just do that again. So we'll work out where we're going to put it. We'll take the hole. And again, we just want to put it in so that it's not rocking. So level there, just a little bit shallower. There, looks good. And again, move the soil back in and around it. Just like that. And then once I've done all of them, you can just give them a gentle water. And what the watering does is just helps move the soil around the roots back into place, so there's good contact between the soil and the roots. I'll do this one too. And that should give them a really good start. So I'm going to show you an example of how we're going to plant two of these pots today. We're going to start with this Hosta here. So I'm just going to mark where I'm going to plant it, and then we just dig a hole to make the space for it. And in the bottom of the hole we just want to loosen the soil so that the plant roots can get down into it. And we want to make sure that the hole is big enough for the pot, and we're trying to aim to put the plant in at the same level as it's coming out of the pot. So we just want to make sure we've got a nice hole for that. Then we take the plant and gently turn it over, loosen it, so it should just slide out of the pot. And then we can just check and see if we've got roots. If we've got lots of roots, we can loosen them off here, but this isn't too bad, so this can go straight in as it is. We can just check, put a little bit more in, and then we just gently hold the plant in place and work the soil around the base of it. And then we can just give it a gentle firm in. And there we go. So the next plant I'm going to show you is this grass, Millennia, called Tears of Joy. And we're going to use exactly the same process as we did for the Hosta. We're going to start by digging the hole. And again, we're just going to loosen in the bottom there so that the roots can get out into the soil. And then when we take this one out of the pot, gently again, unlike the Hosta, this one has got a lot more roots wrapped around. So before we put this into the ground, we just want to gently tease out some of these roots, just so that they don't grow round and round, but can get out and into the soil. So we just gently with snips take those roots out, just ever so gently, working round, taking them out. And you don't need to dig in and cut big gouges into them, but just gently take them out. And then you can see them, they're looser, they'll be a lot easier to get out into the soil like that. And it doesn't matter if you've cut the odd one, because where those roots break, new roots will form here, so you're encouraging it to grow out and into the soil. And then again, just with the Hosta, we're looking to try and get it planted at the same height that it came out of the pot. So just need a little bit more soil in the base there. That looks about good to me. And then we can work the soil back in around it, making sure it's nicely in place. Give it a gentle firm in, work that soil around.
So this is the planting we did last week, and it's settled in really well. We've had loads of rain. We planted it on the Thursday, and then since Thursday it's been torrential on and off, with mixtures of sunshine, as you can see today, and the plants are absolutely loving it. They've settled in, the roots have all settled in, and now they're putting on growth with the warmth. So yeah, come and see how it develops over the summer. It's going to be interesting to see how it all mixes in and grows.